terms of, well, how many calories do I need? You know, because everybody's different. If I get somebody in my office that's 6'4", and weighs 260 pounds, you think they need the same number of calories as maybe a 60-year-old lady who's 5'2" and weighs 140 pounds? Who needs more calories? Obviously the bigger man, right? And so calorie needs are based on your height, your weight, your age, and what else? What would be another big thing? Activity. How active are you? If you're a couch potato, you don't need as many calories as someone who's out there, you know, working in the fields all day long, right? So the more you know, construction workers, I don't see a lot of overweight construction workers. I mean, you know, you see some in today's day and age, but people working out there in the field, they're burning those calories that they take in. So in a lot of instances, people just need to be more active. But I'll talk about that a little bit as we go along. Anyway, you can see up here kind of different age ranges and males and females, and you'll notice there's ranges there. There's no 1 calorie number. I have different formulas I can use in the office, but when I tell someone what their calorie needs are, I say, that's probably close. It's probably within 100 calories, you know, plus or minus. So nothing's going to be precise unless they put you in this underwater, or actually have a calorimeter where they'll put you in a machine and actually measure how many calories you're actually burning. But minus that, most people are just going to use a range in terms of calories. So I want everybody to kind of put a number in their head for yourself, okay? Just pick a number in that range somewhere. You know, if you're more active, you're probably going to be at the higher end of the range. If you're less active, or if you want to lose weight, you need to be somewhere below there. But right now we're talking about maintenance calorie needs. So kind of pick a number for yourself. Say that's kind of my maintenance calorie needs. Most women are around 1,800 calories. Most men are around 2,200. That's average. All right, so if the average woman needs 1,800, the average man needs 2,200. 2,000's right in the middle. Matter of fact, if you ever pick up a food label and you look at a food label, down at the bottom it says, based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Why is that on there? It's taking a number right in the middle between the 1,800 and the 2,000 calories. That's where that number comes from. All right, so how can I lose weight? That's what we're going to talk about now. Okay, so I'm going to get away from the slides for a few minutes here. We're going to talk about weight control because this 65% of Americans are struggling with it, right? So why are we taking in more calories than we need to? Well, it's not really rocket science. If I ask you, name some foods high in calories, give me some examples. High calorie foods.
French fries.
French fries. Okay, what else?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
Potato chips.
Potato chips.
Pizza.
Pizza. All right. What else?
Sodas.
Sodas.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So
Chinese food.
If people tell me, yeah, fast food is high in calories, I try to simplify it and break it down. And really, and this comes from the CHIP program, right? You're going to recognize this. There are 2 culprits in the American diet for extra calories. 2 culprits. What are the 2 culprits?
Fat and sugar.
Thank you. Fat and sugar. Fat and sugar is where extra calories come from. Let me demonstrate, let me illustrate what I mean. If I take a potato, okay, this potato weighs 10.5 ounces. I put it on a scale, I weigh it. This is a 10-ounce potato. That's a pretty big potato, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is 200 calories. That's what's in this baked potato right here. However, if I take this potato right here and I transform it into potato chips, the 200 calories, probably now approaching 1,500 calories.
Good gracious.
Same potato, but what do we do? We process the potato, right? We slice it really thin. They kind of suck some of the water out of it too. But then they fry it in oil. The more surface area of a product that's exposed to the oil, the more fat it absorbs. So if you cut your potatoes into bigger pieces, you get less fat absorption in there than if you slice them thin, because there's more surface area exposed to that oil, just starts sucking up the fat, right? Because this little potato right here, this is 60 calories. This is 60 calories. It's 3 ounces. I can probably create a bag of potato chips about this size right here, you know, because they're gonna suck some of the moisture out of this. So even though this weighs 3 ounces, this is 1.5 ounces. Right? So when they dehydrate this, you know, probably inside this bag here is one of these, and maybe slightly a little bit more. This is 240 calories. So I went from 60 calories to 240 calories by doing that. Okay, so fat is definitely an issue. You know, if you go to fast food, you know, you look what's served at fast food. Well, there's burgers. Ground beef is high in fat. There's cheese. Cheese is high in fat. There's French fries. French fries are high in fat. And then there's beverages. The beverages are high in what? High in sugar. So I brought here just a couple examples. I got a bottle of Mountain Dew and a bottle of Pepsi. You know, I could have brought other sodas too. I could have brought orange soda, root beer, whatever. So if I take this bottle of Mountain Dew, I don't have a little plate up here or anything, but I have some sugar here. I have sugar packets. All right, that's 19 packets of sugar. That's what's in the bottle of Mountain Dew.
Goodness.
19 packs. 19 packs of sugar. Each pack of sugar is 16 calories. This is a teaspoon, by the way. A teaspoon. Okay, let's bring this a little closer to home, though. This is a teaspoon. If I empty this pack of sugar in here, it's going to make a level teaspoon. That's 16 calories. There's 19 packs of sugar in here. You say, well, but I don't drink Mountain Dew. I don't drink Mountain Dew. It has all that caffeine. I don't drink that. I drink root beer or orange soda. Okay, I'll take away 2 of these.
Just 2.
Get rid of 2. So now we got 17. So you take root beer, you know, whatever, orange soda, Coke, Pepsi, Sprite. You know, now we just have 17 packs of sugar instead of 19. All right. So in terms of where calories are coming from, yeah, it's the fat and it's the sugar. But well, let's talk about maybe some things we make at home. Some Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid, sweet tea. Anybody ever make sweet tea? Okay. We make it by the gallon. Gallon. So we make a gallon of sweet tea. How much sugar goes in there?
A lot.
A lot. Can anybody measure it?
Not a
Cup?
cup and a half.
A cup and a half. Usually it's between a cup and 2 cups. That's what most people are putting in their sweet tea or Kool-Aid, whatever it is. Cup to 2 cups. Some people will use 3 cups. That's really sweet stuff. Okay, 2 cups is sweet. So, look, this is milk, but let's pretend this is sugar, okay? In a cup of sugar, there's 48 of these packets of sugar. That's what's in a cup. There's 48 teaspoons. All right, that's what's in a cup of sugar. That's 762 calories in a cup of sugar. So if you took a cup of sugar, poured it in a gallon of whatever it is, now there's 762 calories in there. If you take another cup, put 2 cups in there, which a lot of people will do, that's now approximately 1,500 calories. Okay? So that's what's in now that gallon of sweet tea. So when you take a glass of Kool-Aid, sweet tea, you're looking at about 200 calories, approximately. So when we start looking at calories and where extra calories are coming from, we know it's the sugar, but here's the thing. I got a pound of body fat here. I have 5 pounds here. All right, this is a pound, weighs exactly a pound. Now in the body it doesn't look quite as bad because it's smooth and it's spread out. You know, so it's not a glob like this. But each pound of body fat has about 1 mile of extra blood vessels. Is that hard on the heart? Sure. It's more work for the heart to have to do over time. 1 mile of blood vessels in 1 pound. By the way, here's another little tidbit of information I learned at the CHIP program. I really love it. How many miles of blood vessels in your body?
I can't remember. 20 miles?
Huh? 20 miles?
I'm probably wrong.
No, it's 10,000.
I can't get
You have 10,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. Well, why so many? You got all those little capillaries. You cut your finger, there's blood vessels, and that's why you're bleeding. All those tiny little capillaries that go to all the cells of your body, 10,000 miles of blood vessels. That's a lot of work for the heart to do if you're carrying more weight. So 1 pound, what is in a pound? Well, there's calories. That's what's in there. If you were to store calories, that's what a pound of body fat is. It's stored energy. Okay, 3,500 calories. 3,500 calories. That sounds like a lot, right? Big number? Yeah, it sounds like a lot. But let me put it into a slightly different perspective. What is going to happen if you overeat 100 calories today and tomorrow and every day straight for a month? Just overeat 100 calories. That's half a glass of sweet tea, right? Half a glass. Kool-Aid, sweet tea, soda. Okay, 100 calories. If you overeat 100 calories every day for a month straight, that's 3,000 calories. That's almost a pound. in my experience, people are overeating anywhere from 50 to 200 calories a day. That's it. They're not overeating 1,000 calories a day. They're just overeating a little bit too much. So what happens if you eat a little bit too much today and tomorrow and the next day, and then at the end of the year say, how did I gain 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds? Just slowly, because you consume more calories than you need, and the body said, okay, I don't need it, let me store it for later use. Some people later never comes, right? So that's what it is. It's stored calories saying, hey, use me, use me. Okay, so in order to lose weight, most people just kind of have to reverse that process a little bit. So identify first, where's the extra calories coming from? Well, it's fat or sugar. There's no doubt in my mind it's fat or sugar. That's where the extra calories come from. Whether it's the French fries, whether it's the potato chips, whether it's the piece of cake, the brownie, it's usually the added fat and sugar. Because when foods are eaten in their natural state, they fill you up and you don't overeat, generally. So if you take, here's my can of soda. Can of soda, 140 calories. If I dump the soda out and I fill it up with apple juice, it's now 180 calories. Went from 140 to 180. Orange juice, 180. Pineapple juice, 180. Cranberry juice and grape juice, 240. So it went up. Why did it go up when I went to switch to the juice instead of the soda? Isn't juice supposed to be better than soda? Why is it more sugar? If you read those juice containers, it says no sugar added. Here's why. Who likes orange juice? Okay, most people like orange. That's why I picked that one. So I have an orange here. I have a glass here. But I'm going to ask Benny. Benny looks pretty strong. Benny, I want you to squeeze your own juice. I'm not going to really make you do it. It's plastic, okay? So Benny's now going to squeeze his own juice. He squeezes all the juice out of this orange. How much juice do you think would be in there?
About this much.
Yeah, maybe about that. It depends how juicy the orange is, right? So I got about that much juice in there. All of the calories, all of the sugar is in the juice of the fruit. So when you squeeze the juice out, now you have all the calories from that orange, but none of the fiber. The fiber is still here, right? We're throwing the fiber out. So now we take a second orange and we squeeze it. Third orange, probably 3 oranges, maybe up 4 oranges, is what is in this glass of juice. So you drink the glass of juice and you just consume the calories in 3 or 4 oranges. Okay, so eat the fruit, but watch the juice. So maybe Paul in his counsel to Timothy, drink a little juice. The key there, I think, is little, right? Don't go crazy on the juices either, because they're higher in calories than soda. That's the reality of it. So I meet people in the hallway all the time that tell me, oh man, I lost 10 pounds. And I usually don't remember who the person is. Oh, what did you do? Well, I stopped drinking juice. Or whether it's the soda or the sweet tea. But regardless of what kind of beverage it is, it's going to be high in sugar, because fruit has sugar in it. So if we concentrate that sugar, whether it's the apple juice, the cranberry juice, the grape juice, we're concentrating the sugar, we're eating it in a processed form, and the calorie level just starts exploding, starts going up. So watch the processed foods. All right. So whether it's the processed, desserts, whether it's the beverages, whether it's the fried foods. Yes, Gene?
There is a school of thought where there are some diets where you juice everything and you don't really cook it. How does that work with all the added sugar that's in the juices?
Well, usually with juice, if it's fruit juice, they don't have to add sugar because there's a natural sugar in the fruit that they don't have to add it. I tend to steer people away from too much juicing because I think God gave us food to be chewed.
Amen.
Okay, and when you chew that food, okay, number one, the digestion begins in the mouth. Okay, saliva begins the digestion process. So if everything's being juiced and swallowed directly to the stomach, you're kind of bypassing the first source of digestion. And I think the chewing process and breaking down that fiber in the juicing process may not be the most beneficial. Now, I'm not suggesting people shouldn't drink any juice at all, but just be aware that use it very, very sparingly. The fruit is good. And we need the things, the nutrition that's in the fruit, but when you start juicing it, that's where the problem starts coming in. All right? So in terms of the extra calories, let's talk about the food groups real quick, okay? Let me mention the 5 major food groups. Really, there's 6. I'm going to throw the fat group out. All right, let's just throw that group away for now because most people eat too much. Okay, the butters, the margarines, the mayonnaises, the oils, you know, those things, we need to cut back on those anyway. Of the 5 major food groups, and you know, you have protein foods, right? Now, what are protein foods? Well, it's the beans for vegetarians, right? The tofu, the chicken, the fish, the eggs, the meat. You know, those are protein foods. That's a food group, all right? Another food group is your fruit group, your vegetable group, grains, and then the dairy group. Well, the dairy group, we could talk about that, and I always wonder, you know, how is it, who discovered a long time ago that drinking cow's milk is good for humans? Somebody decided that, or whether it's goat milk. You know, so human milk is the best milk for human babies, right? I mean, we know that from scientific research. What do you feed your baby? Well, if you can breastfeed, you should breastfeed because human milk is made for human. Cow's milk is made for cows. But they have the dairy group and the dairy council. So, oh, you need a lot of calcium. So you look at how much calcium you need. Well, I can't get enough calcium unless I drink all kinds of milk. But you know, the typical American diet has twice the amount of protein